But we have a little garage full of instruments downstairs, and he and I are our own little garage band. It's so fun.
I would imagine that, like you said, he can't see his dad. Like co-parenting is probably very difficult during this time too, because he can't see his dad for a long period of time. So how do you kind of balance all that?
It's hard. It definitely takes a lot of conversations to help him understand. And then also just to know it's okay to be sad. Mm-hmm. It is a sad thing. And then also to gain some perspective. It could be a lot sadder.
Yeah.
So stay grateful for what we have. One thing I learned is it can always get worse. So many times in my life, I'd be like, this is the worst. And then it got worse. I'm like, I wish it was just that bad again.
Right.
I was grateful for it back then. Learn to be grateful. Something that I learned when I was homeless is there's only two basic states of being. There's dilated and contracted. Every thought, feeling, or action leads to one of those two states. Mm-hmm. So anxiety, worry, jealousy, fear, greed, all contract you. Joy, gratitude, observation, curiosity, dilate you. And those are actual scientific states.
Sure.
Your whole vascular system will dilate. And so I learned that if I was heading into an anxiety attack, if I stopped and became deeply grateful for something, which I learned to do when I was homeless, I learned to do it by looking at the sunlight coming through a tree. And this was in San Diego where I was on the street for a year. I could ward off a panic attack by that one thing. I actually wrote a song called Grateful that I just released about it.
I love it.
Because it's so powerful. And so teaching my son things like that, your body's listening to you right now. So do you want to invest in how bad this is? Or do you want to invest in seeing what's really true about this time? It's hard, but we're okay.
How are you explaining this time to your son?
Again, I don't have the news on in the house, so he's very protected from the amount of fear and anxiety and uncertainty that's out there. He knows about the virus. He knows that he's really not at risk, which is true. If he got this, it would be fine, and that's an important thing for him to know. Mm-hmm. He knows that we have to stay in to protect people. But he's okay. He isn't, he's also young. I think this is harder. My son's 8.
Yeah.
And he's not very social. I'm not very social. So we're having a pretty good time. Schooling is a lot. He misses his dad. He can't go see his dad right now because of staying in shelter. So it does affect his life. There is sadness, but he doesn't feel like his life is threatened. And I think that's important for all of our kids to feel. Yeah. And it builds empathy. Our kids have to know. You think about the people that lived through the Second World War. We've been a very luxurious generation, a couple generations. We haven't had to deal with a worldwide problem. And this will build a muscle and an empathy, hopefully, for the people.
Yeah. Are you and your son spending time playing music together? I know that he joins you on the road a lot, and he's, God has a guitar in his hand. So are you guys playing music together, singing together?
Yeah, we've been learning Seven Nation Army. He plays drums. He's a lot better at the drums than I am the electric riff. I really got to get better at it. But we have a little garage full of instruments downstairs, and he and I are our own little garage band. It's so fun.
I love that. That's adorable. How is homeschooling going? Be honest, because a lot of people say it's a lot harder than we thought. Homework is a lot harder than we thought.
It's a lot. It's a lot for the teachers. The amount parents are being expected to do right now, especially if multiple kids, is nearly insane.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Again, all my mom's friends who call me, I'm like, don't worry about it. It's like when we were worried about potty training. I'm like, he's not going to go to college with a diaper on, Right now, your kid will get to college. This isn't going to impede them. If some days slide and they get behind, everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah. All
you can do is what you can do. It's not worth your child feeling extra pressure. Yeah. It's a very hard thing for us parents to balance because, a lot of us are still trying to work and get things done on top of it.
Right. What's your favorite part about being a mom?
There's so many great parts. I think one is realizing you're a steward of your child. You don't own them. They're already their own person, and your job is to try and help them find who they are, but it's already in there. Mm-hmm. It's a real honor to help steward a person through their life. Yeah. It's caused me to grow more than I've probably ever grown. It shows you your foils, your foibles, your tendencies, and you're so dedicated to work on them. I already was, but it just shows you a whole new level.
Yeah. Is it fun, like this age, since he's 8 and, he can carry on a conversation, he can play with music with you? Is this like the most fun stage, would you say? Or is every stage fun in its own different way?
I had a friend when my son was young who said every stage gets better and better. And I remember thinking that was impossible because 2 was the best and then 3 was the best. And there's always difficulties, don't get me wrong. But right now it's proving to be true. 8 is an amazing age. We're really, really having fun. I know there'll always be ups and downs, but I'm enjoying it a lot.